in 1566, one of the greatest last stands in history took place as the Ottomans laid siege to the Hungarian fortress of Szigetvar, with the fate of Middle-earth lying in the hands of a few thousand heavily outnumbered Hungarians and Croatians. For the past 30 years, the Habsburgs and the Ottomans had been in a relentless back and forth to bring Hungary under their control through a vassal ruler, with the year prior the Ottomans suffering a humiliating defeat at the Siege of Malta, with the Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent now looking to reassert Ottoman dominance. Suleiman was 72 at this time and had to be carried in a litter as he had gout, but it still didn't stop him leading one of the largest armies he had ever assembled, with over 100,000 troops on his 13th military campaign, as he looked to conquer the crucial city of Vienna. After arriving in Belgrade, the Ottomans set their sights on the important mining town of Eger, which is labelled Erlau here, which would bring in valuable money and also provide a stepping stone for future Ottoman invasions, and it had also heroically resisted an Ottoman invasion 14 years prior, despite being outnumbered 17-1. However, word soon reached the Sultan that one of his camps around Shiklos had been attacked by the menace Nikola Zrinski, an expert aboard the warfare and one of the largest landholders in the Kingdom of Croatia, and this greatly angered the Sultan, so he diverted his route towards Zrinski, who was based at Szigetvar, to root out this thorn in his side. Zrinski had a force of roughly 2,300 Hungarian and Croatian soldiers, and he might have been a little nervous when the Ottomans rocked up in early August and surrounded the city with roughly 100,000 to 150,000 troops and hundreds more cannons. Szigetvar was a magnificent defensive fortifications which had 3 baileys, and the inner castle not being accessible until you had taken the first 2 outer baileys, and then it was surrounded by a 10 out of 10 moat which was fed by a nearby river. The Hungarians certainly studied their history books when constructing this fortress in 1420, as they learnt the importance of the old medieval saying that if you make ditches, you get bitches. Ottoman morale was through the roof as they believed the fortress would fall in a couple of days, with Suleiman inspiring his troops from readings of the Quran, as cannon fire and tunnellers heavily collapsed the city walls. However, the defenders still stood strong, beating off numerous assaults. After a month of fierce fighting, only around 600 defenders remained as they retreated to their final fallback point of the castle, with Zrinski even being offered leadership of Croatia if he surrendered to the Ottomans, yet he did not reply. Szigetvar's walls had been battered beyond repair, with there not being much hope left for the defenders. However, on September the 6th, the Ottomans suffered a disaster as the Sultan Suleiman died in his tent, with his death being kept a great secret, as it was believed if the troops knew about it, they would give up the siege. The day after the Sultan's death, the final assault was prepared, with most of the city now being on fire. However, Zrinski wasn't ready to go down without a fight, giving one of the most spine-chilling speeches of the time. "Let us go out from this burning place into the open and stand up to our enemies. Who dies, he will be with God. Who dies not, his name will be honoured. I will go first, and what I do, you do. And God is my witness, I will never leave you, my brothers and knights." As the Ottomans were advancing towards the castle on the bridge, Zrinski flung open the gates, firing a mortar at them, killing roughly 600, as he led a suicidal charge of his remaining troops out of the castle, where he was almost instantaneously killed by 2 musket bullets and then finished off with an arrow to the head. As the valiant defence crumbled, the Ottomans stormed the castle. However, Zrinski had left a trap for them as he lit a fuse for the gunpowder stores, which exploded, taking out around 3,000 Ottoman troops. The 2,300 defenders had taken around 20,000 to 35,000 Ottomans to the grave with them, with the death of the Sultan meaning the campaign came to a miserable end, as the month-long resistance cost the Ottomans valuable time to get to Vienna before winter hit. The new Sultan Selim II agreed an 8-year truce with the Habsburgs, with one French clergyman describing the siege as the battle that saved Western civilization.